When you come in. We're the Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
We come in week out.
Right.
Normally on the Shabbat. But we're here to prophesy the downfall of Babylon.
That's right.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Baha'u'llah, Kadash. And we're here to wake up the 12 tribe of Yasharallah, the 12 tribe of Israel.
That's right.
To tell you to come out of Babylon's wicked ways.
That's right.
And to prepare for the return of the Messiah, Yahushua Mashiach. The so-called Jesus Christ, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, but we know him through our studies and through the Spirit of the Most High that his name is Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Sisters, do you know that the Bible documents your history? You want to know who you are in the Bible? We need to wake up our people and tell them to come out this docile way of living. Right. Can you bring me a Revelation? Yeah, the so-called blacks, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and Latinos. You know? And the scattered elect.
That's right.
The ones that look like the heathen, they be onto the speckled bird like the Most High.
Come on.
Bring up Revelation 18 and 3 for me.
Come on.
Yeah? So this is what we're out here to do. And we're going to bring it out through the precepts. We ain't no religion. This is not a religion up here. We're telling our people to come back to your true nationality. Stop calling yourself black.
That's right.
Stop calling yourself Latino.
Right.
Stop calling yourself another nation. African American, Black, British, Caribbean. That's not your name.
That's right.
Elam knows who he is because Elam's in the Bible. The Egyptians know who they are because Egypt's in the Bible. Black British is not in the Bible. Bring that out for me.
That's right. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine, of the wrath of her fornication.
So all the nations are drunk on the wine of the fornication of Babylon.
That's right.
So we're in this mindset of having a Babylonian mentality. Even the heathens. Can you get the one in?
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
So the kings of the earth, all these other nations, because they were in confederacy to get the God's chosen children, the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right. And the merchants of the earth waxed rich.
And the merchants of the earth waxed rich. How did they wax rich? By selling us into slavery. Rape, robbing and murdering our people, the 12 tribes of Israel. The ones that call themselves Jamaicans.
That's right.
The ones that call themselves Africans. Nigerians.
Bring
it out.
Thorough the abundance of her delicacies. Delicacies.
So the abundance of her delicacies. So persuading us for saying, if you come and build our city, we're going to give you 40 acres and a mule. We ain't seen that. They said through our slavery they're going to pay us back. We ain't seen no labor through our slavery. We're still in slavery.
That's right.
First it was a physical bondage, now it's a mental bondage.
Teach,
we need to wake up our people. Continue reading up.
That's right. Verse 4. And
bring it your Yeah, hold on.
Come.
This is Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
Bring it out.
And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So the Lord Yahweh shall bring us into Egypt again with ships.
By the way thereof I speak unto you,
Come.
thou shalt see it no more again.
So we're not going to see our homeland again. We call our homeland Jamaica, Africa, Nigeria. That's not our homeland.
That's right.
Our homeland is Jerusalem.
That's right.
Israel.
Come.
And they shall be sold unto your enemies.
What nation was sold unto their enemy? And this is how docile our people is. Because our history is the only one that they like to documentate through roots. 12 years of slaves.
That's right.
All of these, the heathens put it blind in our face, but we just want to follow them.
Come.
Read up. Sister, you know that the Bible documents to see our people don't even listen. Read up.
And there, these shall be sold unto your enemies for bondsmen and bondswomen, and no man shall buy.
So we were sold unto our enemy as bondmen, bondwomen. What root? That's our history. 12 years of slaves. That's our
right.
history.
That's
we were
right.
sold unto these heathens.
That's right.
The Edomites,
Come.
Elam. We were sold unto all these, the Chinese people, the Japanese people. We were sold unto them as bondmen, bondwomen.
That's right.
We're the only nation of people that is documented of slavery.
Come.
And no man shall buy you. So all your Martin Luther Facoon, he ain't buy you out of slavery.
Come.
Your Rosa Parks, because of that asking when they get up, she didn't get you out of slavery. Your 40 acres and a mule, that didn't get you out of slavery. You're still in slavery, you didn't even get paid out. get no recompense. But our payment, our bondage is going to come from the Messiah.
That's right.
Who you ignorantly call, you so-called white men, you so-called white people, ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Finish that off for me.
Come on, but it's book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from, come on. And I heard, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying.
So this is John the Revelator. He heard another voice from heaven saying,
come out of her, my people.
Wait, say what?
Saying, come out of her, my people.
Saying, you so-called black, you so-called Native Americans, Central Indians, you Latinos, you Pacific Islanders, you Negroes, come out of her, my children. Come out of Babylon. Come out, get out.
Get out.
You seen that film, Get Out? That is telling you to come out of these Babylonian customs.
That's right.
Stop going with the so-called white man at ease and stop going with the so-called white women. Our gays, our princes, our kings. Read.
God, that ye be not partakers of her sin.
So we do not be partakers in her foolery. Through her foolery, we was in slavery. So why are you going to go and impress the people that you're going to envy the people that put you in this captivity? Bring your
and that ye receive not of her plague.
So we don't receive of her plague.
Precept.
So we don't want to receive. So sister, we're telling you, don't join hand in hand with the wicked, because you're going to receive the plague with the wicked.
That's right.
They need to save you.
That's right.
The Christian church ain't going to tell you this.
Come on.
Because they want you to be destroyed with them.
That's right.
If Israel falls, the kingdom does not stand.
Come on.
But the Most High said He's going to rise us up above all nations. Bring your preacher up.
Get me
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and go. 6.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1.
Read up.
Hear ye the word which Yahweh the Lord speaketh unto you.
So hear the words which the Most High has spoken unto Israel, to our people. Shema Yeshua halahaya na wa Yahweh ahad. Hear.
House of Israel.
House of who?
House of Israel.
The house of Edom.
House of Israel.
The house of the so-called white man.
House of
The
Israel.
house of the so-called Elam.
House of
The
Israel.
Muslims.
House
Of Israel.
The house of Israel.
Come on.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
So learn not the ways of the heathen.
That's right.
That is self-explanatory. Read. Sister, come hear the word.
Learn not the way of the heathen,
Yeah?
and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
So be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
That's right.
Because the Most High told us to measure the time diligently. For us to be able to not. So when we see Him come and He cracks that sky open, we're not going to be the ones to say, oh my God, what's happening?
That's
we're
right.
going to be the ones to say, calm your Sharala.
That's right.
Bring that out.
Come on.
And be not dismayed at the signs of the heaven.
Be not,
Still talking about like zodiac signs.
and be not
Soothsayers.
Yeah, and be not dismayed at the signs of the heavens. So all your little zodiac things like I'm a Cancer, I'm a Libra, those are folly. That's heathen custom. That wasn't our understanding of our zodiac.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
For the heathens are dismayed at them. They don't know what they're good for. They don't have understanding of the signs and the times and the wonders that we go through. But the Most High, He gave Israel, His chosen people, that understanding. But we lost that understanding when we rejected the knowledge. When we rejected His knowledge, He took that understanding from us. But He has mercy upon us that we can come back as His chosen people.
That's right.
Bring that out for me, Art.
Come on. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Bring it up.
For thou art an holy people.
For thou art what?
For thou art an holy people.
So you so-called black, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you Latinos, who are the most special people? The heathens even know we're special because that's why they want to use us.
That's
the
right.
The white man, the Edomites, the Amalekites.
That's right.
That's why they want to use us in their industry because they know that we're a special people.
Come on.
What we touch turns to gold. Read us.
Come on. Unto the Lord thy God.
So unto the Lord thy God, we are a special people unto Himself.
That's good.
So He's made us a special people. The heathens know this. Hence why they want to put themselves on a pedestal of being God.
That's right.
That's a curse that will come and fall upon us. You shall go to our enemy of one of all things to make them look like they're God and superior to us.
That's right.
But the Most High told us we are superior to them.
Come on.
Bring it out.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Yeah.
Above all people.
Above what?
Above all
So
people.
above all these people, sister, see, look, above all these people, we need to understand, especially you so-called Negro men, you black men, you want to sit there and preach about Black Lives Matter. Black lives don't matter for you.
That's right.
But they're still killing you.
Come on.
They're still in a single parent household.
That's good.
Your wife is still gonna turn her back on you and pull you a nigga behind your back.
That's right.
And then you want to go with these Edomites. Did you not hear about the so-called black woman that was with a white man that got beaten up by her boyfriend?
Come on.
And we're meant to say that's okay.
That's right. Above all people.
Above who?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So we are above all of you heathens.
That's right.
You Turks,
Come on.
you Elam,
Come on.
Muslims,
Come on.
we're above all of you.
That's right.
The so-called black men are above all of you. The
Teach,
so-called white men were above all of you.
Teach.
If it wasn't for us, you would not have your kingdom.
That's right.
That is fact.
Come on.
You cannot deny the truth. You can't do nothing for the truth, but against the truth, but for the truth.
That's right.
Bring that.
Come on. Shall I go verse 7, yeah? Yeah, we'll go verse 7, I'll finish verse 6.
No, that's it.
Come on. Come on.
So we need to understand that who God is talking to.
That's right.
Yeah, he's talking to the children of Israel. Brother, you got a minute to hear the word, yeah? You got a minute to hear the word. You know God uncles your chosen people, you know? You know your history documented in the Bible. You know that. 100. You know you got according to the Bible. Who you according to the Bible? You're Israelite.
Come on. That's
But
right.
you know, just because you know,
Come on.
you know that, yeah, you know you're Israelite. You know that God has a requirement. Get that for me in Deuteronomy. Yeah, bring that up.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12.
Bring
You
it
know
out.
you're an Israelite, yeah? So we're out here to tell our people to wake up. So once you know that you're Israel, God has a requirement for you, because we just brought out that you were above all these people.
That's right.
And in order for us to be above all these people, we have to do one thing for the Most High. And it's not reading. Bring it out for me, Brother Bishop. Hear this now.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord, Yahweh, thy power, thy God, require of thee, but to fear the Lord, thy God?
So Yahweh, thy power. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, and so-called Jesus. They like, the white man that's ignorant to so-called Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh. We understand this because of the Hebrew language.
That's right.
Yeah?
To walk in all his ways,
To walk in all these ways,
and to love him,
to love Him,
and to serve the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
So hold it there. So how do we show God that we love Him? Sister, come and hear the word.
Fine.
See? How do we show God that we love Him? I'm asking you this. How do we show God that we love Him? You don't know. See, then we're gonna teach you. Bring it out.
That's right.
That's good, us. It's alright that you don't know. We're humbling you. So it's good that you don't know, because a lot of our people don't know. No?
To keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes.
To keep the commandments of the Lord and His statutes. Who is the commandment given to? You know the story of Moses. Who did Moses give the commandments to?
Shalom.
Done, brother.
No, he's an Israelite.
He's an Israelite.
The IUIC.
Oh, God. Yeah. So Moses gave the commandments
Most probably had a vaccination.
to Israel. Yeah? So this is what Moses is telling the Israelites in the wilderness. So read out your quote, now.
To keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
So for us to understand, we have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Now what they will teach you in the Christian church is there's only 10 commandments. But there are commandments, there's law, statutes, and commandments throughout the whole book. So when you read it, that's how we get understanding. See that piece of yeah? So when you come back to the law, when you start picking up the book, Revelations, get me Revelations chapter 1 and verse 3.
Come.
Because I'm going to show you something that they want to elaborate on. They'll read it, but they won't elaborate on.
Come. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth.
Blessed is what?
Blessed is he that readeth.
Yeah.
And they that hear the words of the prophecy.
And hear the words of the prophecy. Yeah.
And keep those things which are written
So keep the law, statutes, commandments.
therein.
Yeah.
For the time is at hand.
But the time is at hand. So when we come back to knowing that you're Israel, you're meant to be reading this book so you get understanding from the Most High. But the Christian church is going to tell you to do that.
That's right.
Because what did they say to us in slavery? If you want to hide something from a black man, what do? Put it in a book. So when they took the book, the Bible, you know they made a slave Bible, right? So there was a slave Bible where it was 80% of the Old Testament and 90% of the New Testament was taken out. And they kept the ones that said obey your master. They keep Ephesians, they kept the Ephesian ones that to obey your slave, but they took put in the layman system to obey your slave master. So they indoctrinated us through slavery. Yeah?
This is Psalms 119 verse 55.
Bring it out.
I have remembered thy name, O Yahweh, in the night, and have kept thy law. This I had because I kept thy precepts.
This I had because I kept thy precepts. So when you go through, when you start reading again, when you come back to your understanding, the Most High is going to give you that wisdom to determine who is Israel. So through his precepts, through that precepts I get my understanding. Yeah?
Do you know what precept is?
And my brother's going to break down what a precept is.
And this is Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge?
God bless, respect.
And whom shall he make understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept.
For what?
For
Precept must be upon precept.
Line upon line. Line upon line. Here a little and there a little.
So precept must be upon precept. So when we say precept upon precept, see how I went from one book, I gave you Revelations, and then my brother brought out this one. Then you went to, that's a precept. So when you go through precepts, because the Bible, the Christian church will read it like it's a story. Yeah, it's a story. But remember, there's different timelines in the Bible. So to get understanding, you need to understand what precept is talking about, what timeline. But
That's right.
also prophecy.
Come on.
Like for instance, John 3:16, they'll say, whoever God so loved the world, whoever believe in him shall, you know what I mean, shall have the whole world, right? But then when you break it down, you go to a couple verses up, the context is like, in the days of Moses, the serpent was lifted up there. That is the world is talking about. And like the brother said, who was the laws given to? The laws wasn't given to the whole Salafia.
Pete, come.
Like my brother said, the laws wasn't given to everyone. So what the Christian church will tell you, is John 3:16. But then when you say to them, okay, now read John 3:14, you're not going to read it to you. Because you have to acknowledge that Moses is mentioned in the New Testament. They won't acknowledge that for you. In the New Testament, and it refers to the Old Testament. Even in Matthew, where so-called Jesus, where Yahweh said, don't go into the Samaritans and go to the Gentiles. Don't preach.
Don't go to the city of the Samaritans and the Gentiles.
And the Gentiles, because the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's right.
That was it. This is Jesus' words, yeah. Even in the John 3:16, that's all in red writing. So does God change? So would Yahweh change if he comes in the volume of the book? So why would he say, now everybody can be grafted in? That's what the heathens, the oppressors will teach. That's why we're telling our people to come out of Babylon.
That's right.
Understanding.
That's right.
Hey, sister, you know that you're the chosen people in the Bible.
So this is one of the prophecies that was going. Yeah.
You know the Latinos, the Spanish speaking people.
Yeah.
They're our people as well.
Yeah. So like.
Let me just read this. This is Psalms 147 verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel.
So it's already there. He shows his words unto Jacob, his statutes and his commandment unto Israel.
He hath not dwelt so with any nation.
So he hasn't dealt with these other nations. So the so-called white man shouldn't even have his hands on our book, because he's not dealing with these nations.
That's right.
And and for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
So the judgments, they don't know the judgments that we go through.
That's right.
They don't fit the curses. Sister, you know the Bible documents our history. Brother. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Look, see, our people now, because of we've been indoctrinated, our people go through the most trials and tribulations.
That's right.
Give me Revelation. Like our people go through all of these.
Are you reciting the Bible?
These are the curses that come upon our people. Only our people can identify with the curses, because the curses were given to Israel. The commandments were given to Israel. Yeah, bring the let me
Revelation 2 and 9.
Let me Revelation 2. I'm going to show you a prophecy in the root that happened. That was going to happen to our people.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
So who works the Lord in this kingdom? When you look around, who's making the most money but not getting any, but still going through tribulation? So-called black man, the NBA stars, the rappers, the singers, the athletes. We do all the work. Jamaica gets gold.
That's right.
You know, but they're not thriving. We're still, you know. Jay-Z, he gets all this money, but you know, he's confederate with them because he has to go and do what he's doing. But if he, you know what I'm saying?
But he hasn't changed
He hasn't changed his mindset because he's still indoctrinated in that way. A lot of our people are because of like a curse. We want to go to our heathens, we want to go to our enemies. And I will show you Deuteronomy 28, a chapter that they will never tell you in a Christian church. Because if everybody read that, everyone will be like, we fit these conditions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
when they do read it, they break it down completely wrong.
That's right.
They don't have understanding.
They don't have understanding.
Like the precepts were to
They would twist it to make it fit everyone.
That's right.
Yeah. Like even in the NIVs, they'll take out verses in the NIVs. That's why they read the new international translation of versions, because they take out scriptures.
That's right.
So they're indoctrinating you by taking out some of the scriptures. That's why we stick with the King James, because we know that the King James is the only Bible.
So the King James one is the one that...
Yeah, because we know that the King James is the only Bible that came from the Hebrew into the Greek, into the captivity, into the English language. That was the number one. Continue reading it.
But thou art rich.
So, but we are rich. How are we rich? Because we're rich in spirit. Because we're God's chosen people. We read that to you in Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. That we're a special people above all these people. So that's how we're rich. Because we're under grace. The other nations, they're under grace. So we like Elam, they like to say Allah Akbar, but they're still getting astray.
That's right.
Not dealing with them.
That's right.
Because they had their hands on His chosen people.
Come on.
But when we sigh in prayer and we pray, even the full in that the so-called black women and black men in the Christian church, when they pray and they sing, does it not sound more heavily than when a white person does it? It's just they don't have an understanding. They have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. And it shows you already that we're special.
Come on.
Yeah?
That's right. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
So we know the blasphemy of them that say that are Jews. So the Jewish man, the so-called Jewish man, they're doing from us to take our blessing. Because of their forefather, which be Esau, who's an Edomite, is a white man, because he sold his birthright for Muslim meat, he didn't get the blessing. So now, he had a perpetual hatred towards his brother. But it goes, everyone thinks it's just a one-on-one thing, but it goes through your seed line and your generation. That's how you identify who you are.
That's right. And are not.
And are not.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
But they are the synagogues of Satan. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Queen, the Queen and her family there. All of them, they're the fake Jews. The blue bloods.
That's right.
They call themselves Jewish.
Come on.
So what does it mean to be ish? It means you're pretending to be like it.
Exactly.
Like if I say to you, you're childish, are you a child?
No, but...
See what I'm saying?
Precept, right?
Yeah, bring your precept.
Hebrews chapter 12 verse 16.
Bring it up.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
As the white man. Who creates fornication more so?
So wait.
Do you know who Esau is in the Bible? So we're gonna go back to it. We're gonna take it. So we're gonna go to Genesis. Genesis 25.
Come on.
So we're going to go to Genesis. Genesis means beginning. Yeah, and this is precept upon precept. So we just mentioned Esau here, but we're going to go now on a precept to show you who Esau is. So it's mentioned here in the New Testament, but to understand who Esau is, we've got to go to the Old Testament. So this is the precept now to find out who Esau is. Yeah?
Right. It is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red,
First came out red.
all over, like a hairy garment.
Okay.
And they called his name Esau.
And they called his name what?
And they called his name Esau.
So Esau came out first. So this is the story about Isaac and Rebecca. Isaac and Rachel.
Yeah.
No, Isaac and Rebecca.
It is Rebecca. Yeah, Isaac and Rebecca.
That's right.
So Rebecca was pregnant. Go further up. Rebecca was pregnant, yeah.
Let's go.
But she
24.
Go
Come on.
to 24. So
Come on.
she to get that understanding of why it says
24.
first come out red.
Come on.
Yeah, so this is the understanding. So that's another piece.
No.
No, it's just
Okay.
Verse 24.
Verse 24. Okay,
Yeah.
come on,
So
come
we're
on.
going to give you an understanding now. Yeah, because he said the first come out red, but we need to understand why it says the first come out red. Read it.
And it's the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 24.
Yeah.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
So there was twins in her womb.
And the first came out red, all over, like a hairy garment.
First came out red all over like a hairy
And
garment.
they called his name Esau.
And they called his name Esau. So now we know that Rebecca.
Allahu Akbar.
No.
No.
Allahu
No,
Akbar.
no. That's right. Come.
Shalak Ryan.
Shalak Ryan.
Shalak Ryan.
Ryan.
Shalak Ryan. Shalak us.
Come.
Bashama Mashiach Yahweh.
Sure. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Don't worry about that.
Come.
Let's not talk too much.
Come.
We're going to deal with the brother. But see what I'm saying? There's two manner of people in that room. And you can identify even through history, those two manner of people still happen. Black, they call it black and white. Negroes and the white man always had war. And the crackers. We've always had war. It's always been like that. As much as they want to try and paint over it, which they've been doing, it's always there. But it's on a generational curse because of this. Yeah? Keep reading.
Come on. Verse 26. And after that came his brother out.
So after that came his brother out, but wait, 1 minute. He mentioned what Esau looked like. So why didn't he not mention what his brother looked like? Keep reading.
Come on. And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
His hand took a hold of Esau's heel. So when because they were fighting in the room. Like, you see him in boxing. The black man is strong, the so-called black man is strong, isn't it? That's where it's been since the womb. So in the womb, we were beating up the white people in the womb, boom, 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 boxing them up. So when he's trying to come out, we're like, nah, come back here.
But let's not talk about the wilder fight.
No.
Let's not talk about the wilder fight.
Come.
But you know the majority at the time when
And Israel had a son here, innit? You got beaten up the other day.
but you know why that happened?
But you know what it is? You see when the
Hey sister,
Israelites,
come and hear the word.
you see the Israelites here, when they start to like go with the heathens, they start to lose their powers, man. You see like Serena Williams, they started dealing with the white man.
Come on.
Like Tiger Woods,
Kanye West.
As soon as they start dealing with the so-called white people, it's like we lose our energy.
Yeah,
All time it takes it away from us.
Come.
Sorry, I just wanted to...
That's your part, because that's what we're saying. That's why we're telling our people to come out of Babylon. When you join hands with these wicked people, these other nations, we lose our power.
Look, he probably lost his power. Look.
Like, we lose our power. That's why most of our brothers go into Muslims.
That's why he's homeless.
That's why we get homeless people, because we join hands with these heathens. The Most High said, I'm not dealing with them.
So let me finish this one.
Yeah.
So this is Hebrews chapter 16, chapter 12, verse 16. Yeah. Oh wait, did you finish that? No, finish that.
Come.
Yeah, Genesis
And
25, 26.
come. Let me try. Verse 26. And after came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob.
And his name was what?
His name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 70 years old when she bare them.
So that's the story of Jacob and Esau. So we can identify Jacob and Esau is very broke it down. Yeah? So now we're going to find what Esau did.
This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
So Esau. So
that story.
have you heard that story of Esau selling his birthright?
Oh no.
No. Well, we need to break that down for you.
You see with the Bible, because it's like, there was a time last year, possible, I need to read it. But I was kind of discovering myself with regards to but I was discovering myself with regards to like who I am as a black man as well. So I was going to look into the Bible. I was going to figure out like which Bible to read, where to start from. But I came to understand that it's not in the order that we think it's in. That makes sense. So,
Get me
you got to explain it to me.
Daniel chapter 7. Go on.
Is that how would I go about reading the word?
Like the brother said, precept must be upon precept, right? So when we read that verse, like we said before, you can't just read the verse and think we know it. Yeah, you're gonna need to like have like you said, people that are wise, that studied it to help you out. And you don't want to go to people that are gonna want money from you. You don't want to go to people that's gonna want to tell you any lies.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Especially in some of these camps out there that want you to get vaccinated. You know what I mean? So then you study and you start showing yourself approved, but it's not easy to do it without somebody there to guide you.
Yeah, that's right.
If you, I'll show you that.
Who praises that you stop? Who praises
right.
No, you weren't you that stopped it, the Most High that stopped you. Like I said, you were searching last year. And Most High is not going to give a quick answer like that. You take years down the line for you to give an answer. Loads of prophets were searching for like all of us have been the same. It's talking searching. It's the Most High's time when he wants you to. There's a time for everything, right?
This is Genesis 25 and verse 29.
Bring it out.
And Jacob sought cottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said unto Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was my name called Edom.
So he was faint. So Esau, he's come up now, he's working the food. And his name's Edom. Edom is that now that's why we say Edomites. It's a nation in it. So when you see Edom in the Bible, you know it's talking about a nation of Esau. It's talking about children, bloodlines.
Jacob's children.
Israel. Yeah? So that's what I identified that.
And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright.
So Jacob said, Sell me your birthright.
And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die.
Yes, so come in the word.
And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
So what profit shall this birthright do?
And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
So you see, like today you can see with the so-called white man who's telling you, they don't like to wait for food. So even when they're cooking, they eat their meat raw.
True.
You say it's a delicacy. You know what I'm saying? If he was humble enough, we would have got the birthright, but we weren't. So that's why the birthright was passed down to Jacob. But it's prophesied that the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first.
That's right.
Yeah? So, like I said, you stopping here, that was not you stopping, it was the Most High stopping you. So for that birthright to be passed to Jacob, it wasn't because of Jacob said that to him, because the Most High ruled it. That's why we are now, through the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we are God's chosen people, and the 12 tribe of Israel. Yeah? We are God's chosen. You know that your Bible is stop here in the Bible. Where's your Bible? Your biological Bible. Yeah. So you know, your history document in the Bible. Have you ever heard of that? No. So we're singing the Bible. We're going to show you. We're going to show you. So give him money. Oh, just one for the prophet. Thank you, God. talking about time. Yeah, you read it here.
Come. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse 25. And it reads, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of times.
So you mentioned something about times, yeah? So that's what the heathens have done. They think to change the laws. But everything that we see now, they've looked at the Bible and they've changed it to their own doctrine, their own way. And the Most High did that for them.
That's right.
So that's what we want to do with the time.
And this is Maccabees. This is First Maccabees, chapter 3. Have you heard of the Maccabees? Yeah?
I've heard it, but I haven't read it.
This is First Maccabees, chapter 3, and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So have you heard of the Renaissance period?
Yeah.
The Leonardo da Vinci and Donatello, Michelangelo, the sculptures, and they changed the paintings, and it's called Renaissance. They changed that, you know, like the Catholics, they pray to black people, but they put a white on a white man, because they know that the Moors are the true religion. The Moors are the blacks, the Native Americans, the Seminole Indians, the West, the Bantus, the Yorubas, the Finns.
That's right.
These are
Huh.
South Africa.
That's the part. So that's what it's saying. The Bible is saying that it says at the beginning that the Lord opened the book of the laws. Where do you find the laws? Remember we said that Moses gave the laws to Israel.
This is Joel chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
Hold it. Now hear this one. This is careful. Yeah.
Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
That's right.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Yeah.
If not, where and who is he?
The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who is ruling the earth now? Who's in power now? It's not a so-called black man. So who's running the earth? The white man.
That's right.
White people.
That's right.
Either man.
That's right.
That's
Huh.
right. That's right.
That's right.
And the thing about it, we can't see race. We haven't done nothing to do with race.
That's right. Huh.
Right, if you've got a phone, yeah, you can look it up for yourself. We know.
That's right. 28:68. Yeah, come. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter
Wait,
2.
go to 40, yeah, definitely. Go to 28:45 first. 28:45.
It is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 45.
Bring it up.
And it reads, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenedest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So because we didn't listen to the law, statutes, and commandments that Moses gave us in the wilderness.
That's right.
Read.
To keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign,
So they shall be upon us for a sign
and for a wonder,
and for a wonder,
and upon thy seed forever.
and upon thy seed forever. So these curses were going to be a sign and a wonder. Yeah. These curses are going to be a sign and a wonder upon our seed land forever.
That's
yeah?
right.
Now jump to if we don't listen, if we don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, that Moses gave us. Now this is one of the curses that was going to be a sign for us. Jump to 68.
68, no? This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the Lord's going to bring us into Egypt again. But when we was in Israel, the Israelites walked out people.
That's
so
right.
We need to identify what Egypt is. Can we bring that at Exodus?
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2.
1 minute.
And
So this is the precept. And now through our precepts we get understanding. So this is the precept and understanding.
That's right. That's right.
This is Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2.
Bring it up.
I am the Lord thy God, the Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So we just established that Egypt is out of the house of bondage. Bondage, right, and what's bondage today?
What does bondage mean?
What's another word for bondage? Prison. What else in prison? You go in prison, you are
Bondage.
so what? Slavery. Bondage means slavery.
Slavery.
Yeah,
Bondage means slavery. That means slavery.
bondage is like slavery, isn't it? He was in Egypt and slave.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So he said in that, he just said he brought us out of the house of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
That's
Now
right.
read again from the top.
Come
Now here.
on. And the verse 68, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
Into
with
bondage-
ships.
Into bondage again with ships, but we walked out of Egypt, yeah? So this time we're coming in ships. So we're going back into slavery in ships.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Yeah, we went there. That's what I said. Yeah, we went to slavery in ships. Who? What nation went to? Yeah, Harken. Yeah, so we went to black people. Went to slavery.
That's right.
Yeah. We, by the way, they spake of.
And there ye shall be sold unto
wait,
your. Go back, Con. Okay. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So when we went into slavery in ships, we didn't see our motherland again. Because now we've been scattered.
That's right.
Yeah, across the four corners of the four winds. So this is why we start to look like the other nations.
That's right.
This is why we're in the Babylonian captivity, like their country. But like I said, we have a zeal, but not a full knowledge.
Precept. This is hold it.
Hold on.
This is Deuteronomy 31 and 7. And Moses called unto Joshua and said unto him in the sight of all Israel, be strong and of a good courage, for thou must go with this people unto the land which the Lord hath sworn unto thy fathers to give them, and thou shalt cause them to inherit it.
So that's the land that we've never inherited. So
That's right.
we see from the so-called Middle East, from Jerusalem, which is Israel, all the way down to Ethiopia, all the way down to Canaan. That was our land to possess. Yeah?
And the borders
And the
of
borders of
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. We was meant to possess that land if we kept the law, statutes, and commandments that were given.
So like Palestine, Syria, our land isn't just that little strip that you see. It's meant to be more vast. But
yeah, exactly. No, you're part of exactly what you said, sister. That's why they're having war there because they want to fight for their motherland. But that's not for them. Most High belongs to them. It doesn't belong to them. The Most High is only given that land for a time.
That's right.
Should I read that? Or do you want to finish that and I'll
Yeah,
read why there's a war there? It's the Bible tells you why there's a war there.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
For what nation of people were sold through slavery? Exactly. All so-called black people. So they've already, in plain sight, documented our history and showed us, but our people are still stupid enough to join hand in hand.
That's right.
They play, and it's just a curse. It's the curses.
And the Bible calls them our enemies.
And the Bible calls them our enemies.
That's right.
So they've never been our friends. From slavery.
From the womb.
They-
From the womb. That's right.
You read it to him earlier. You read the story about Jacob and Esau. You heard of that? So from the belly,
That's right.
Let me get that.
And
we're going to get that precept going.
and no man shall buy you.
So no man brought us out of slavery. We're still in slavery now.
That's right.
So no Martin Luther King, he didn't bring us. He was sitting there saying the right thing.
Put up the charges on me, man.
Yeah, brother.
That's right.
And this is Psalms chapter 50, verse 16.
Bring it out.
But unto the wicked, God saith, thou what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
What have you do to touch our book? What have you got to do to touch our book? Go on.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth,
Yeah.
seeing thou hast hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee.
Because they can't even keep their own laws. So how are they going to keep the laws of the Most High?
That's right.
And they.
I'm not slacking, that wasn't about you.
No, but yeah, that's the part. Because it shows them they can't even keep their own laws. They're always forever changing their rules.
That's right.
Even with this COVID pandemic.
That's right.
They're always changing them. They can't keep up with their own laws.
Teach
how,
her.
how much more are they keeping the laws of the Most High?
Come.
They're wicked.
And another thing, they're not allowed to touch this book because they ended up changing the faces of the
bro.
people.
Exactly.
That's why they can't touch this.
That's right. That's right.
King Tut is still.
Hey, all praise.
Oh, praise.
Because you see hammer time. That's what Maccabee. Maccabee means hammer. Maccabee actually means the hammer people. That they were the Sakari and the Spartans. You can buy this for about a tenner on Amazon. You got to buy them quick before they burn all our Bibles, man.
Yeah.
Because of King James, read it from the. Or you can get this one. It's in the 1611. You go to the 15th. That's what it is. There, you see the apocrypha. So this is actually in the original King James Bible, 1611. See it? Yeah? Or if you get the go to the apocrypha, so it's in the King James. So,
Yeah, let brother get fit.
so if you get this Bible, so if I get this for you, and,
bring it out.
this is Psalms chapter 58 verse 2. The wicked are, it's like Psalms 58 verse 3. The wicked are exchanged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
That's right.
So they go.
Exchanged
They go
from
to
the
the womb and they speak lies.
belly.
Because their thoughts is very
Right.
From baby. Exactly.
black, this is white.
That's right.
More than that one.
And they've always been that, and they've always, like even in slavery, they've always, when you watch the slavery film, you see how these so-called little white babies are treating our children. They've got like leashes around their necks, so they were raised to have that perpetual hatred to us. But now, all of a sudden, they want to be our friends, but they're still got us.
And they break covenants as well.
Yeah,
right.
they break treaties. Why do you think no one even knows this? Everyone's too scared about this pandemic or COVID that's happening. No one actually knows behind the scenes that there's a war going on. Iran, China, Russia, and all of them, they have now just all joined forces to go and bomb America.
That's what the sister said, right? They're all fighting.
They're all fighting right now.
That's right.
But that's a problem.
They should do that. They should do that.
Should. That's right.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
Come.
It's prophesying
He
to happen.
suffered until he's dead.
That's right. Let them suffer.
Right, all
That's the
praise.
spirit.
White or
You got the spirit. You got the spirit.
That's right.
Spirit. That's right. Kind like how about sugar?
Yeah,
Come on. That's
All
right.
praises, all
All praises. Come on. Yeah, come
That's
on.
why we come out here to show our people.
Let me just ask you a question. In this Bible, give us a story about Jesus.
So this is the best Bible to get to King James. That's how it's in the Bible. It's the only book that's been translated from the Hebrew.
Mind if I ask you a question? How was Jesus born? So for Jesus, how was he born? Through the Holy Spirit. Alright, the Bible, you can't be born of spirit. Spirits don't have semen. Yeah, but the spirits don't have semen. Do you know that, right? So that's not of the Lord's. That's not spiritual. To be spiritual is to be of the Lord's. So go to sorry, I don't mean to. Yeah. So go to Numbers chapter 1. Go to Numbers chapter 1. Go to Matthew's. Go to Matthew's chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
So look, we went to the first chapter as well, just to show you from the beginning of these books. Yeah. Go to the go to 18.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18.
Go to Genesis 3 and 16.
And they
Hold that.
and they assembled all the congregation together in the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after the family, by the house of their fathers.
By the house of their mothers.
By the house of their fathers.
So you declare your pedigree, you declare it by the house of your fathers. Yeah? That's lawful. So was he born in sin? Because remember, this is Moses' law, right? You can't say that so Jesus Christ came in this world and sinned. He died for our sins. So he came on this world without blemish, without any sin. He couldn't be born, and the first day he was born with an angel defiling a woman. That's called fornication. It's called committing adultery. An angel can't commit adultery with a man's husband. That would be the devil's. That would be the devil's child. That would be Satan's child. You understand that, right? We can't. So we have to know that a man can't sleep with another man's wife.
That's right.
So an angel can't come down and sleep with Joseph's wife.
That's right.
That is committing adultery.
Go on.
Get that now. Genesis 3:16.
Go on. This is the book of Genesis.
And then Matthew.
Go on. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 16. Unto the women he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception in sorrow. Thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband.
Shall be towards the Holy Spirit.
Shall be to thy husband.
Shall be towards the angels.
Shall be to thy husband.
So there's women who have to deny their husband. If they don't, they get stoned. They literally, for committing adultery, committing fornication, they get stoned. Mary couldn't get stoned. You know what I mean? Like, basically, she comes from the. So go Matthew 1:1.
And he shall rule over thee.
Yeah, so the husband will rule over the woman. That's facts. It's not no women power or girl power. It's men, women, children. Yeah? Then you got the Messiah above the man. Then you got the Heavenly Father above the Messiah. Okay? Read this, brother.
Yeah, I'm going to put it up. So, like, the order there, and that's another thing that is perfect. I think you have to stand and pick up when I think the household.
Right.
There was a man in the house that was instructed. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 1. This book, the book of the generation of Yahweh Mashiach, which is so-called Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham.
So this is the genealogy. Yeah. Okay. That's the genealogy. Go on.
Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judah and his brethren.
So we know that he comes from the bloodline of David, right? Yeah. We just read it in Numbers chapter 1. That you have to come through the Numbers. You have to go through Numbers chapter 1. It says you come through the pedigree of your fathers. Yeah, you can't come through the pedigree of your mothers. That's why it's only mentioning men here. It's not mentioning women. Alright? So now let's go to the point. Go to 16. Yeah.
And Jacob begat Joseph,
Okay.
the husband of Mary,
Yeah.
for of whom was born Yahweh Shai, who is called Christ. So it's called Jesus, who is called Christ, the Messiah, Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
That's right.
God. So all the generations of Abraham to David
All the generations of Abraham to David.
are 14 generations, and from David until the carrying away into Babylon.
So that's it there, plain. That's plain. Yeah. Because it's going to say there about virgin, right? Yeah, but we know, go to Revelations 1. Revelations, the last chapter. Sorry, sister. I just want to help you out because people might think that, yeah, go to that verse. Yeah. Go to that one.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 16. I, Yahweh Shai, have not sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David.
That's right.
The root and the offspring of David. He's not the root and the offspring of any angel.
Angels.
Because what tribe does the angel come from? Does the tribe come from the angel of Levi?
That's right.
Does the angel come from the tribe of Levi, Naphtali, Issachar? What tribe is the angel from? Because angels have to be from the seed line of Israel, of Jacob.
That's right.
The angel would have to be from the seed line of Jacob. And we know that angels are not. So the Son of Man, he is our brother. Go to Deuteronomy 28, Deuteronomy 18:18.
God.
We can't have a king that is a Nephilim.
Yeah.
You know, like that would be called a Nephilim. You know what I mean? You know, like a Harken.
Yeah.
There's no Greek mythology in the Bible.
That's right.
What it is, remember, they come and they change times and laws. Remember, we read that to you earlier on, right? And then what they've done, like they said, they've come, and the wicked have come and they've painted the faces of the judges.
Right.
And they've added their own mythology.
That's right.
Into thinking that is what it is.
Teach
That's
us.
not what it is. When it says she's a virgin, yeah, a virgin means that she is ready to bear child. He's ready to go in unto her, break her virginity, and bring forth a child.
God.
You understand?
God.
Joseph actually got busy with his wife because that was time to make the Messiah.
That's right. That's
It
right.
was done in righteousness. Now there's wars everywhere. There's no women holding virginities and doing it and having one husband. Understand? Read that, bro.
And dressing modestly.